Chapter 1, Lesson 2, The Ancient Indians. What to know? How did people first come to live in the Americas? Identify possible explanations of how people came to live in the Americas. Explain how early people in the Americas lived, hunted, and farmed. Understand how changes in the environment affected early people's lives. Ancient Indians. You are there. The time is more than 10,000 years ago, and you and your family are busy settling into a new campsite. For many days, your group has been tracking a herd of mammoths, and the adults are hopeful that the hunting will be good here. In the meantime, you work as fast as you can, gathering wild plants to help feed your group. The air is bitterly cold, but you keep warm by gathering the plants quickly. By tomorrow, your group will join together in the first hunt, and you hope that it will be a great success. Your first section for your Cornell notes. The Land Bridge Story. The history of the United States begins with the first people in North America many thousands of years ago. They are the ancestors, or early family members of present-day American Indians. How did these first people come to live in North America and South America? After many years of study, scientists are still not sure of the answer. However, they do have several possible explanations or theories. A theory is an idea based on study and research. One theory is that there was once a bridge of dry land between the continents of Asia and North America. Scientists call this land bridge Beringia. It was named for the Bering Strait, the narrow body of water that now separates Russia from Alaska. Scientists who study Earth's past have found proof that thousands of years ago there were several ice ages, or long periods of freezing cold. During the ice ages, huge, slow-moving sheets of ice called glaciers covered large parts of Earth. Scientists think that so much of Earth's water was trapped in glaciers that the level of the oceans fell by as much as 350 feet. Because of this, the Earth had more dry land, including Beringia, than it does now. Many scientists believe that thousands of years ago, groups of hunters and their families walked from Asia across the land bridge to North America. This migration, or movement of people, probably took place very slowly. Groups may have moved only a few miles in an entire lifetime. At that rate, they would have taken hundreds of years to just reach Alaska. How did the geography and climate of the Ice Age differ from those of today? Geography: San Miguel Island. San Miguel Island, located off the coast of Southern California, is one of the 5 islands that make up Channel Island National Park. Many artifacts found there suggest that the people of San Miguel used boats to travel far from shore. Other arrival theories. This is our next section on your Cornell notes. What are the other arrival theories? For many years, scientists thought that people arrived in the Americas about 12,000 years ago. Recently, however, archaeologists, say that word, archaeologists have found objects that may be more than 12,000 years old. Archaeologists are scientists who study the remaining traces of early people. At Meadowcroft Rock Shelter in Pennsylvania, some archaeologists have found stone tools that may have been made 14,000 years ago. Objects recently uncovered at Monteverde in Chile, may be 13,000 years old. These artifacts, or objects made by people, these artifacts include huts, digging sticks, and even a child's footprint. Some scientists disagree about the dates of certain artifacts, but most now think that people probably arrived in the Americas before 12,000 years ago. If so, those people may have crossed Beringia during another earlier ice age. Other discoveries hint that people may have come to the Americas in a different way. They may have traveled by boat. On San Miguel Island, about 25 miles off the coast of California, archaeologists have found artifacts that may date back 10,000 years. Archaeologists know that the people who made the artifacts used boats because they lived on an island and ate deep water fish caught far from shore. To catch these fish, they made hooks out of seashells. So how are the theories of migration to the Americas different? And our next section of our Cornell Notes is origin stories. Ideas about the arrival of the first Americans also come from their descendants. In ancient times, people passed on their history by memorizing stories. It's called oral history. They told these legends or stories handed down from the past to their children, and they told them to their grandchildren, and then they told them to their great-grandchildren and their great-great-grandchildren. As a result, generations of American Indians have learned these stories. A generation is the average time between the birth of parents and the birth of their children. American Indian groups have all used legends to tell about their past. The stories that tell about their origins or beginnings are called origin stories. Some American Indian origin stories explain how the world was made. For example, the Blackfoot tell the story of Old Man the Creator. According to the story, he made the animals and the plants and formed plains and mountains. The Huron tell an origin story that begins with water covering earth. According to the story, land was formed from a tiny bit of soil taken from the claws of a turtle. The turtle had picked up the soil from the bottom of the ocean. Because of this story and others like it, some American Indians use the name Turtle Island to describe the Americas. No one knows exactly when the first Americans arrived. However, many American Indians believe that their people have always lived in the Americas. So what is another source of ideas about the origin of early people in America?